All right, audio's working. Is the audio, is this working? Yeah, that's good. All right, wow. That took a second to actually start up. But yeah, now that it has, and yeah. Yeah, so now the whole thing has changed. The whole scene has changed. I'm in a different room, different everything. And oh no, I'm sure the sound is terrible. Let me see. The sound's terrible. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not echoey, but okay. The point is now I'm in a different room, different place. And yeah, I did actually go through with it. I did actually go um and get my master's. Well, no, I don't have it yet, but that's what I'm doing. I'm in the UK now. It changed. The whole scene changed. The whole avenues changed. All right. So, last time I talked about moving to the UK for my master's. Back then, it wasn't really a thing. I hadn't gone through with it, hadn't paid anything, hadn't done anything. Now I've actually gone through with it, right? So, from the beginning, all right, last time was the last time I was just sitting in my mom's backyard when I was doing this. Now I'm in Sussex. So, everything's changed. I don't have all my hats. The most important thing, I don't have all my hats. I am now in Sussex getting my master's in music composition, technically, music and sound. And yeah, the whole vibe has changed. Not in my mom's house anymore, not in the room, not in the backyard. I am here in this place with no pictures up or anything, and I've done nothing. Um, yeah, so I'm here in Sussex doing the damn thing. Year program. My visa is a year is up until January 2027, and yeah, this is not the summer program. This is the 4 year program. Now, um, yeah, it's just been a week. It's been no, how long has it been? It's been 10 days. I got here and did it from the beginning. So here's what happened from the beginning. So everything went through, and I said yes. I was like, okay, cool, it's all done. And then it all started. The packing started. My mom breaking down in tears started. Me because she figured out I was actually going. I said yes. It was pretty much over. So that all started. Right. So I started packing, and I started realizing, oh shit, I actually have to go. Um, I got here 2 days before their technically the move-in date, so the 20th. Their move-in date was the 20th to the 22nd. Today's the first day of classes. Mine technically starts tomorrow, so I've been here for 10 days exactly. Um, yeah, and everything is different over here. They drive. But okay, let me start from the beginning. I came here to do music masters, right? Boom. That's what I'm doing. But you guys already know that. And I've been basically for the past month going back and forth deciding whether I was actually going to do it, right? In my head. But I did. Most likely I was going to. It was very unlikely that I was going to back out. I was just needed to, commit basically. And I did. So the packing starts, right? The ideas about where I'm gonna go for vacation and all that starts, and it's just a rush, right? We got my visa, but I had a whole visa problem with it didn't come through. Already problems had started with the visa already. I hadn't even done anything, but it was okay, right? Visa was a little late, but late is better than never, right? I packed up about a week before, um, looking through everything, getting everything straight, and yeah. And then on then we had my birthday on the 5th, um, and basically everyone was like, "Oh man, all right, you're really leaving." Everyone said goodbye. It was super sad, but kind of funny because I was like, "This is like the third time in my life people have been like, you going? You like I'm going somewhere." So it's not like super new, but I guess still, still sad in general, I guess. But yeah, so the packing started. I did all that. And then on the 19th, so here's the funny part, right? I say yes, everything's good. And then I start booking the trip. My mom helps book the trip. She does, and this is going to be embarrassing, but uh, uh, my mom does most of my travel, even when I travel alone. And even when I pay for the ticket, she does the scheduling just because I'm close to being completely incompetent with that. And also, I hate doing it. So I just tell her to do it, right? And this was the first time that I did it myself, purely because she had no time to do it because it was in the middle of school for her. So I was the one that picked out the the flight. I was the one that picked out the seat. I was the one that did all that. And actually, it was the inverse. I picked out everything, and actually, she paid. This was the time she paid for the ticket, right? Because I was doing loans and all that stuff, and I'm poor as fuck anyway. Um, that's man. I've had so much money in my life, and I've lost a lot of money in my life. I don't know where it goes. I don't know where it goes. Somewhere to clothes. I spend a lot on clothes. I don't even have that many clothes anymore. I have no idea where my money goes. That's not the point. So everything was good, right? Picked out all the seat, picked out the seat, got a window seat, this and that, right? And like I said last time, I was gonna go, boom, boom. The day comes, okay? Finally, I'm about to get on a plane to the UK to Heathrow. I'm gonna take a bus from Heathrow to here, right? And again, I did all the booking. Okay, keep that in mind. And so I wake up, right? Day starts 5:30 in the morning. I wake up. My mom is like still low key crying that I'm going. And so we get in the car. I'm saying goodbye to everybody. Even though they're coming with me to the airport, I'm still, they love goodbyes. So saying goodbye, everything. And my brother, and here's another thing. This is a long story, but my brother was actually supposed to go to London College for like what was he gonna do? He was supposed to go. He wanted to come here, he wanted to go, but he ended up not doing it because of financial reasons. He didn't want to pay all that money. So he backed out near the end. So he didn't go, right? And so it's just me, right? And the day comes, the morning's there, and I'm all packed up, ready to go. We drive to the plane. And again, remember, I'm leaving on the 19th, okay? It's 9 hours ahead over here, okay? So that means I'm technically coming in on the 20th, okay? I go to the airport, everything's good. They take my bags. And what's funny is I was so concerned about my bags before the plane being not of weight. And then I get there and my stepdad is just like, they're both overweight. One is like 5 pounds overweight, the other one's like 20 pounds overweight. They're supposed to be 50 pounds. One is like way off. And then my stepdad goes, yeah, just pay for it. You're gonna be gone for a year, maybe even not come back for like years. So just pay for it. And I was like, what the hell did I do all that like meticulous packing for to reach 50 pounds? I messed up. And then I was like, I could have just taken more shit. We got to the thing, right? And we started weighing my bags, and I could have just brought, I don't know why, I like limited everything. I limited my mugs. I'm like, the mugs are heavy, this and that's heavy. And then we get there, and he's like, yeah, just pay for it. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I do all that? Well, also, again, no one told me to do that. So I guess maybe he just thought I was, maybe he just knew he was going to do that the whole time and just assumed, like, yeah, go overweight. You're going to be there forever. Not forever, but like a long ass time. Just go overweight. Who cares if it's $100 for each bag, which it was? Who cares? But that means I could have gone up to 80 pounds. The whole thing was like, it was so disappointing because I'm in the airport and they're like saying goodbye to me. And the only thing I'm thinking is, I could have brought more shit. I could have brought more shit in each one, but whatever. I have one towel. I brought one towel thinking, oh, these towels, these big ass beach towels that I'm bringing. Because I like big towels and I'm too tall for these little short towels they got. So I'm like, these towels are going to weigh a lot. I get there and it mattered. It didn't matter. I could have brought like three more towels. And okay, so I get the, and I could have brought more lotion. Now I'm in this dry ass cold place with no lotion because it was too heavy. Whatever. Get there, right? The bags, we pay for the bags, and everything's good. The guy checks the visa. You have to have the visa before you get there. I thought in my head I could have a visa because of my visa troubles that was happening. It was taking too long, so I thought as long as I have the visa by the time I land, it'll be okay. Which was insane to think that I was doing that, but I was. But it didn't matter because the visa came in. She checked it at the airport, and it was all good. But yeah, what if my parents didn't tell me to continue getting your visa and that I would have gotten on a plane without a visa? Isn't that fucking that's like crazy now that I think about that. I should not have done that. So I get on the plane. Um no, sorry. So I'm in the front. We weigh the bags, put the bags in, all good. Now I'm just sitting. My flight's in like 3 hours. We got there super early and we're just sitting. And this is when the waterworks start from my mom and surprisingly my stepdad, who I've never seen even get choked up. Okay, but he did. So I'm like, oh my God, this is like really emotional for these people. And I kept telling them, like, remember, guys, you're coming for graduation. So you'll see me like a year. They've gone long periods of time without seeing me. And what's funny is like this is like a real place I'm living, you know what I mean? It's like I've gone longer just camping out at the beach at Yosemite, and they don't even know if I'm getting attacked by a fucking bear or not. And they've had less crying, you know what I mean? But this was like real waterworks. I'm like, I'm going to a school of all places that you cry. Like, this is a setup. This is fine, you know? Out of all places to live, like, this is an ensuite. I have my own bathroom, but whatever. So the waterworks start. I'm like, okay. But surprisingly, they end pretty quickly for my mom, especially. I was like, okay, hey, not that bad. So we get there and we get to the side after the bags and stuff. And my brother's sitting there being like, what are you going to do? When you first land, what are you going to do? Because they know I'm a nervous flyer. And this is the first time I'm flying overseas by myself. That was another thing. I've gone many trips overseas, but they've always been either with my mom, my dad, or my brother, right? Never gone overseas alone. I guess technically I've been to Mexico by myself, technically, but that's like nothing. If you're from LA going to Mexico by yourself, crossing that border in Tijuana after, through San Diego is like nothing. So I guess that technically, but anywhere else I've never been overseas alone. So I guess it was a big deal. And I'm not the best flyer, but I get through it. It's whatever. And so we're waiting there in silence, right? And uh so my mom's like like crying, but it stops, right? And then right before we leave, I go, okay, guys, I gotta go. My flight's soon. She puts a note in my bag. She's like, here, have this note. I'm like, oh my God. So this is where all the waterworks start. She had written a note, pre-written, put it in an envelope, and then gave it to me there. She's like, I didn't want to cry this much. I'm like, I knew it. And then I knew it too. I was like, there's something suspicious going on because there's not enough crying right now happening. But she wrote it down. So that's good. Okay. Um, literally all he said was I love you and have a good times. But hey, and if it's too much for her in the moment, it's too much, right? And the funny thing is, it was all this like, oh, here you go. Okay, you have 2 hours to your flight, hour and a half. Okay, you got to go international. Tell me why I get through security checks and everything in like 10 minutes. I go up the escalator. Okay, at LAX. I go up the escalator, and I go through. They don't tell me to take off my shoes. They don't tell me to do anything. My laptop. No words about laptop. Put it through. Everything's good. Gate 41. I'm like, okay, walk up. Gate 41 is dead in front of me. I got through it all in 15 minutes. I'm sitting at my gate. I could just sat down easily 40 more minutes. But I guess you don't know, where the gate is going to be or where you're doing or how far it's going to be. I walk up the escalator after the security. It is right there, right after the escalator. It's just, that's the gate and no one's there. I'm like, oh, waste of time. Big waste of time. Could have left room. But whatever, that's fine. Sitting at the gate, everything's good. Got my passport in my pocket. Again, first time alone, so I'm really keeping track of my passport. And also, if you hear stuff, that is the other people I live with. They don't, I guess they're called flatmates. I have no roommates. It's a single room, but I guess they're called flatmates, right? Uh, I go there, and it was interesting. All my flatmates are from other places. They're all foreigners. Me too. I don't know if they put us all together on purpose or what, but yeah. But I've met a couple Americans. You know what's interesting? I've met zero male Americans. They've all been women, all women Americans. I don't know if there are any male Americans here. I don't know what's happening with that. Yet to see one. I've run into many female Americans. Don't know what's happening with that, and no black Americans. Zero about that. I met one black dude who was from. He had a U.S. passport, but he was from where did he say he wasn't from he wasn't originally born in the US, moved to the US, natural or became a citizen, and now he's here. But he was talking to me. He was like, "Yeah, I'm American, but not technically American." I was like, "Okay," but zero Black Americans, right? I want to say he's Haitian. I want to say he came over here at 5 and he was Haitian, and then became an American citizen. So he is, but he was telling me he's like, "Yeah, but I'm a Haitian." He's got an accent too, but yeah, he's Haitian. So hey, that's fine too. But zero Black Americans. And right, so go back. Sitting in the airport, right, waiting for my flight. And uh I'm like keeping track of everything. Everything's good. And man, everything seems super easy, right? Like I said, I got there, the goodbyes weren't too waterworks, I mean, everything was super smooth. Now, here's the thing. When you're doing something like an international flight and you're moving, stuff is going to go wrong. And at this point, nothing had gone wrong, which is suspicious, right? Especially for me. Everything has to go wrong. Everything. I don't do anything without it going wrong. It has to go wrong for me. It has to. I'm not the type of person that it doesn't go wrong for. But everything was good. Everything was smooth, which should have been a sign that something was going to go terrible. Okay, I didn't forget anything. My bags were packed. Like I said, I could have added more stuff, but I had everything important. This was a sign. It was all going to go bad. Little did I know what was going to go bad, right? Sitting there all good, get to a flight. I don't really eat before flights. Like I said, I'm a little nervous of a flight, but it's a long flight. It's 9 hours from here to Heathrow, right? I'm like, okay, you know, let me eat a little bit. Let me force myself to eat a little bit. I eat a little bit. I eat a snack. And yeah, and so here's another thing. Um, when I fly, right, I usually have a couple edibles pretty much all the time. Small flight, I used to take multiple flights from LA to San Francisco. Yes, on a 40-minute flight, I would still eat an edible. I know you're thinking, well, that's a pussy move, whatever. I had minimal on this flight because in my head, I thought the security would be so heavy since we're going across, across the border. I was didn't take any, so I was like, and then when being here, I was like, well, I'm not gonna eat anymore. I mean, like weed is done for me while I'm here, and it is right. I committed to that. I knew in my head, I'm like, well, I'm not doing that here, right? Like I'm just not. So I took very minimal. Now, why I thought I was at a point in my life and mentally I was at a point where I could just sit on a 9 hour flight with no help. Really, I questioned my thought. I questioned my thinking in that time. Why I was so calm and being like, "Yeah, it's not gonna really be a problem, right?" So I thought, okay, hey, that'll be okay, right? It'll be totally fine. No, no, it was not fine. It was not fine at all. I think I need to I need to pause this camera, I think, because it's saying 0 minutes. So, hmm, still good. All right. Okay, wow. I had to stop that because I forgot that the camera, I had to go, I forgot I have 15 gigabytes of this because before I left for the UK, I remember my brother and I went down to the beach that we both grew up on, and we walked from the pier all the way back home. It was 15 gigabytes of me just yeah, us just walking together, me just talking, and yeah, I forgot we did that. And so I'm like looking at my camera. It's like, you have 0 minutes. I'm like, 0 minutes? I haven't done one of these in a while. There's no way. But I forgot I did that. I have 15 gigabytes of just like this long ass video. Whatever. Back to the story. Now, why did I think I could get on a plane and without any substances or anything to help me for 9 hours? I'll never know, but I did, right? And did it go well? No, of course not. No, of course not. No, it didn't go well. And this is the part that went bad. Everything's good. We get on the plane, right? Everything goes through. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm on, right? I had taken some CBD and THC edibles before I went on, right? So I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm like, well, this will relax me, and plus I'll get that little high. It'll be good. I didn't plan for the 9 hours. I thought it'd be okay. I don't know why. I didn't plan for 9 hours is a long ass time, right? So I'm like, okay, but it'll be fine. Dude, that was the bumpiest plane ride I've ever taken in my life. It was awful. Not only that, but it was so bad that drinks were spilling. You know, when there's enough turbulence on a plane that drinks start spilling, you're on a bad flight. You're on a bad fucking flight. And I was on a bad flight. And so drinks, so we go over, right? And the guy, when we start, and here's what's fucked up about the whole thing, about the whole plane ride. He goes, hey, hey, thank you for flying with us, blah, blah, blah. It's a good day to fly. He goes, it's a good day to fly. Thank you for being, and it was a beautiful day outside. That's the thing. It was a beautiful day. He said, it's a good day to fly, over the Rockies, but it will get a little bumpy. He said that it'll be a little bumpy. Cool. And he said over Canada a little bit. It'll be a little bumpy because they go from LAX basically over the Rockies, over Canada, and kind of make that arch over and down over Iceland and come down, right? They don't just go through. Why? I don't know. I forget the amount of times I've been on a plane and thought, why aren't we just going straight? Who knows? Even in Mexico, they go around the water. Um, but whatever, right? Even in San Francisco, they take this weird like little turn, and it's like, why not just go straight? I don't know. Why not just go straight through? But they don't, and I don't care enough to know why, right? They just do the curvature of the earth, whatever, right? This was horrible. Right when we got to the Rockies, it was uh turbulence to the point of like alarming people because drinks started spilling. And I would say every half hour it would turn into the just straight up like craziness, right? Kids started crying. It was bad. It was the by far the worst flight. And not only that, right? It was one of those flights where I'm like, I thought I've had terrible flight. I already thought I've had the worst flight I've ever had, right? I took a flight one time from Frankfurt, not Frankfurt, no, from Germany to Italy. Um, from that airport in not Frankfurt. I forget the place, but from the big airport in Germany to Italy, and that whatever was going on that day, I don't remember. I was a little younger. I don't remember, but that was terrible, right? That was terrible. This was on a different level. This was 9 hours, every half hour of complete like, boom, 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 boom. And the funniest thing is, every time I look out the window, there were no clouds. I've had less turbulence in the middle of a storm. I've been in the middle of storms on planes and had less turbulence than this. I would look out and there'd be blue skies, nice blue skies, and we're going crazy in the air. Absolutely terrible. And what happened was, I think that my stress levels were so high that the edibles did nothing. It was the first time this has ever happened. I kept taking them. I had 50 on the plane. 50 on the plane. 50 grand. 50, 5 edibles on the plane. Nothing. I don't know what happened. It was the worst flight. It was absolutely terrible. Nothing happened on the plane. It didn't take me out. I was like dead ass sober the whole time, right? 5 hours go by and it's still happening. And I'm like, okay, wow, this is bad. And then I get to a point where this has never happened before either, where I'm like, I guess if I die, I'm going to die on this plane, which I hate thinking. And that's never happened. But I'm like, and I honestly started relaxing, even in the middle of the nonsense. I started relaxing. It was so bad that they postponed food coming out. There was a guy. I'm sitting 2 rows back from the jump seat. Right, it's a big ass plane. Right, it's 2 seats. I mean, it's 3 seats. Four. Right. I think it's 3-4-3. Was it, or was it 3-3-3? I forget if it was 3-4-3 or 3-3-3, but whatever it was, at my side of the plane, it was 3-3-3. Now, up in the plane, I think it got smaller. Like as you went up to first class, it went from 3-2-3, I want to say. I think there were only two first class. I don't know. Big plane, right? Dude, it was bad. It was really bad. They postponed it, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't been on a plane where they postponed the eating because of the turbulence in a long time, or never. I can't remember that ever happening. So this goes on, right? And I'm getting nervous and nervous. And like I said, halfway through, I was like, okay, well, hey, if this is the last flight I take, then it is. But of course, it was fine because turbulence is just turbulence. It was just, you're getting in your head. So as we get closer, it actually gets less, right? I'm like, okay, cool, 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 cool. We're finally getting over it. I'm watching movie after movie, trying to fall asleep, can barely fall asleep. We're finally getting closer. I'm like, okay, cool. We start going down, right? It's an hour and a half till the flight is over. We're getting there. I'm like, okay, finally. We start, you get that feeling in the plane where you could feel the plane a little bit slow down, and we start going down, right? Every couple minutes, you go down a little lower. You're like, okay, cool, finally. We start going down. As we finally approach, right? They're circling. I see Big Ben. I see the wheel. We're going down. He's taking this long route, like the plane's like this, going down, and he's like circling. I'm like, okay, finally. As we go down, we get through the clouds, and then the worst thing ever could happen on a plane, at least for me, the engines pick back up, and we take off again. We get below the clouds, and we have a, I guess, semi-emergency pull up. And he's like, sorry guys, we need to pull back up because there's a plane on the runway with a problem and I can't land. And so we just go back up. And I almost threw up on the, like, it's like going up, turning, and going like that, like going like this, making a circle, and we come back. It was awful. Absolutely awful, right? We finally make that full turn, make a land. I'm about to throw up. Like my head is in a different place. I'm starving, so hungry to the point where you're sick. You know what I mean? Where you're so hungry, you're sick. I'm like, oh my God, it was the worst flight I've ever had, easily. The first international flight I've had on my own, worst flight I've ever had. That happens, right? Cool, whatever. We're done, finally, Even though turbulence is bad, the plane always lands. We're done. Remember how I said earlier that I am taking a flight on the 19th, but I get there on the 20th? My dumb ass put because there's a specific bus that Sussex was going to send, or, was there for students that I booked, and it was free. As long as you're a student, the ticket was free. Guess what date? Guess what date I put on that bus? On the time I was supposed to. I got the time right. The 19th. Because my dumb ass forgot that I was actually getting there the 20th. So I land, look at my ticket. I look at my ticket. I go, okay, 19. Yeah, cool. But then I look at my phone and it says the 20th. Look back at the email and the confirmation, 1920. I go, this was yesterday for them. This was 9 hours ago for them, or 12, whatever it was. This was 12 hours ago for them. I fucked up. And so I go, okay, well, let me get a new ticket. Sold out, done, it's over. Great. So now I'm lost in the airport, not knowing where to go because I didn't look up any other option. So I go and I take out, what do I take? I take out I had a paper with I think I just had where I pick up my bags, right? So I get to my bags and I realize that in all my like nervousness and like not eating on the plane and being like frustrated that or not frustrated, but just mad that I'm on a plane that's the worst flight of my life, me almost throwing up, I realized I never charged my phone. And my phone is on 2%. That's good. While I'm sitting there waiting for my bags, I literally feel my phone in my pocket buzz, thinking it's a message like from my mom. It was just the phone turning off. So now I'm landed in the airport with no phone and no bus ticket, no nothing, just in the airport in Heathrow with nothing but me. The only good thing is that I landed and then I'm alive with nothing. So I go and I go, oh shit, I have nothing. After I get my bags, waiting there for a goddamn hour for the bags, okay, which I've also never done. I finally get my bags. I'm like, okay, I guess I just need to follow these signs to the train. Before I get to the train, good thing this happened actually before I got to the train. Again, nothing. I have no contact with anybody yet. My mom, brother, nobody, because my phone's done, right? And the phone, I realized also when I landed down, I have no service because I didn't do any service because I thought I'd be on a bus and then I get here and the Wi-Fi would help me. No. So I go and I finally go outside and I go, you know what? I am starving and I'm thirsty. Let me just take a minute to get food. Take out my card, put it in, and doesn't work. And doesn't work. I look at I go, oh my God, my card doesn't work. Why? Because my card, you have to tell the people that you're fucking traveling to use it. And I didn't tell them. Of course I didn't tell them. Right? I'm like, okay, great. My card doesn't work. My phone doesn't work. And I have nothing. You know what? Let me go into my bag because, I'm traveling with my backpack that I've traveled with everywhere. I have euros in my bag. That's right. Euros. And I go and I take it out. I go, oh, yeah, I have no pounds. I just have euros. Exactly. So I go, oh shit, I don't even have money. So now I'm like, okay, what do I actually do right now? Now I have no money to buy anything. My car doesn't work. My phone doesn't work. And I just sat there and it was like the first time in a while where I've been like, I have nothing. This was similar to a time when I was driving from San Francisco to LA and I had run out of gas, not run out of gas, but I had no gas at the gas station and my car didn't work and my phone didn't work and I had lost my car charger. So I just had nothing. This was similar to that. Now that ended with me asking a guy for 20 getting gas and then meeting him later. Nobody even knows the story. Meeting him at a different gas station with a ATM and giving him back the 20, which was hilarious. So that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that ended. And so I go, okay, well, do I just ask somebody for money? But then I'm like, but I don't need money. I need a ticket. You know what I mean? Finally, so I'm walking around, kind of asking people. Nobody wants to help me out. Of course, nobody wants to help out me. I don't know why. I'm not gonna assume anything, but hey, nobody wants to, right? So I go, okay, cool. And finally, a American girl had a charger, like a universal charger, and she helped me charge my phone. My card was on there, and yeah, everything was good, right? Get online, buy, but thankfully, for whatever reason, my card was working online. So I bought a bus ticket online, got out to the thing, got out to the bus station. Again, now I'm in the regular bus station, not a special Sussex one. I had to pay $34 for it. finally. And I'm like sweating, even though it's cold as fuck, because I've been running with these two, I'm basically holding close to 200 pounds in these big ass things. And yeah, I get on the bus and it's all good. And I'm here. And that was a week ago. Um, yeah, and that's really it. Everything else has been me just been here. I've just been here struggling to find good food. I don't know about the food over here. I've been eating a lot of sausage rolls. And yeah, yeah. And that's basically all I've been doing. So now my next mission is to open a bank account, right? Which will happen. But yeah, that's where I'm at so far. That is where I'm at so far. And it's been a lot. So, hey, but this is long enough. Next one, I will continue with an update on what is happening, what I'm doing. My classes haven't started yet. Basically, just been exploring Sussex. Beautiful place so far. The people, I mean, everyone in school is great. The locals, when you get into the city, are iffy. I don't know. I need more time with them. I need more time with them. But yeah, that's basically it. All right. Yeah, this is getting too long. Gonna take too long to upload. I mean, which is fine. Who cares? I have time. Just let it. I got other shit to do than just watch my upload anyway. What else? Yeah, but now I'm in the very beginning of my master's in music production. Hopefully, I end this year by becoming a world famous DJ. Boom. That'll happen. Yes. What else? Yeah, I really don't have anything except that. I've been just unpacking and taking uh, photos around the city with trying to get my camera. Yeah, I've just been taking photos around the city with this and the actual camera I'm using to video this. But yeah, so there's not much yeah around. Getting used to the accents for sure. There's a lot of different people here that I don't know why I thought it'd just be Americans traveling. I don't know why I thought I'd be meeting more Americans. I don't know why. I just assumed that's who traveled, but no, I was wrong. A lot more people do. Um, but yeah, next update, things will actually start happening. So yeah, thanks for listening.